Israel's Prime Minister has travelled to Washington DC and to the White House for crucial talks with the US President Donald Trump that are largely focused on Iran. We'll have to our Washington correspondent Jonathan Kearsley, who's at the White House for us. So, Jono, good morning to you, good afternoon to you. Interestingly, these talks are being held behind closed doors.
They were, and they just wrapped up moments ago here at the White House behind me, lasting almost 3 hours to the minute. Benjamin Netanyahu arrived with fairly little fanfare on the western side of the White House, having already met earlier in the day with Secretary of State Marco Rubio at Blair House, just a matter of a couple of hundred metres or so up the road from the White House entrance, not deciding to walk the short distance, driving into the White House, and no cameras inside the Oval Office for this on what was the 7th meeting between Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu since President Trump returned to office almost a little more than a year ago now. So much of these talks are heavily focused on Iran, given the scenes that we have seen inside that country against the regime, the protests, the deaths mounting, and also long-standing concerns from Israel about Iran's not only nuclear capabilities, but ballistic missile capabilities as well. Donald Trump has said that he is wanting to talk to Iran. He is wanting to have them at the table, but he says essentially, and has said in the past, that if they cannot strike a deal, then he will do something he has described as very tough. Now, from the Israeli side of things today, well, they don't seem to think that the United States and Israel can form any sort of agreement. So President Trump is a little more optimistic. He posted to Truth Social after this meeting ended, describing it as a tremendous meeting, insisting he wanted to see the negotiations continue and that he would keep Benjamin Netanyahu posted. I think a sign that the cameras weren't in there today is clearly a sign of the tense negotiations that surround the talks that are going on right now. We know Benjamin Netanyahu and Donald Trump have had their highs and their lows indeed in the past. Right now they are sitting at a real pressure point over what to do with Iran and what indeed comes next. These talks crucial. Now it's over to see whether or not the United States and Iran can strike a deal, or whether Donald Trump is going to have to follow through on his words, Peter.
Yeah, OK, we'll be watching that closely as we always do. Jono, appreciate that.